Welcome again to another episode of the Masters Session podcast. And as usual, we are bringing you the stories behind the stars that you're seeing. A lot of you guys are just, seeing the people on TV. You're seeing the flashy cars and the money and the fame. But there are real stories behind this. And actually, my guest today has already spilled a secret, which I'm going to let her tell us again. But thank you to everyone who has been watching the previous episodes. And, before we get in, of course, the episode is sponsored by Masters Studios. And this place is actually open for your podcasting needs and music needs. So anytime, any day, please just come in and we get this going. But I'm so excited for this one today because it has been a long time coming. My guest is going to introduce herself. And welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm Angella Katatumba. And I am too excited to be on Masters today. I'm very, very excited to be on the show.
Now, I wanted us to start from where our conversation was going, is that right now, you have, like I was telling you have the craziest promotion. And it's so strange. It's like, how many songs are you promoting right now?
5.
Like 5 songs. Okay. So you have the craziest promotion that I have not seen people who are as big as you, as a star like you are, do. And I really wanted, why? How? What's going on?
Well, first of all, thank you very much
Yes.
for, giving me all that praise. But my father was such a great businessman. He was once the richest in East Africa, and he just took over East Africa.
Yes.
He had 7 planes, and he was just in his own league.
Okay.
But he trained me and my brothers. When it comes to business, you have to be aggressive. You don't undermine anybody or anyone. And I also learned that in the U.S., working in a casino.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was working
This is interesting.
at the Majestic Star Casino.
Yes.
And that same thing that my dad used to say, they are the same rules where whether someone comes with torn clothes or looks the poorest, you don't judge a customer because that's the one who's coming with all his rent, or he's coming to gamble millions. You just never know who has the money. Just focus on the money.
Okay.
Be as aggressive and don't judge your customers or your clients.
Yes.
So same thing in music. You have a lot of artists who tend to judge at the media house.
Yes.
Who's on top, who's not. My father always taught me, don't care who's on top. As long as are they media, then they have a following.
Okay.
So whether they're under the table, in the ground, in the village,
Yes.
in the roof, be humble with them, understand them, and take your product to them as aggressively as you would take your product to a well-known media.
Okay.
Yeah.
This segues into a very, I really like to start the podcast off like this. And I want us to go to, and I've given some light of it, but you as the young child, of course, growing up with the person, your dad was, who are you when you're young? And I want us to stay late to the music.
Yeah.
When does the music first bite? When do you get that thing and you're like, you know what? I want to do this music thing.
Wow. My parents always remember when we were born in Nairobi.
Yes.
And then we were...
So you have a Kenyan passport?
No.
Okay. Kenyans wanted to steal you from us.
Yeah, they tried, but no.
Okay.
And then went to Katatumba Academy. So during the time in Katatumba, we're just babies, very small.
Okay.
And then my mom used to say every time, my brothers, I grew up with 7 boys.
Yes.
Unfortunately, one passed.
Okay.
And then I have an older sister who lives in Atlanta, Georgia. So I grew up with mainly boys.
Okay.
You know how aggressive and crazy boys are. So half the time we're fighting, they're beating me up, like killing me. And then I'd watch like Top of the Pops would come on TV. And I'd be like, okay, first wait. Can I just watch Whitney Houston? Let me just watch her Top of the Pops show. And then you can kill me after. They'd be like, okay, we're giving you 2 minutes. So I'll go watch my Whitney and I'll watch the way she would sing and I'll just be in awe. You know what I'm saying? So that was from home. And then in school, the Katatumba Academy, I just was drawn to the choir. I just wanted to be in the choir.
Okay.
So somehow I was just always around the singing. And then my parents noticed that, so that when we went to Canada for high school, me and my twin, my dad made sure that
you have a
every
twin.
day,
This is interesting.
a twin brother called Rujiro Katatumba.
Okay. This is interesting. Yes.
So every day, After school, Monday to Friday, for a few years.
Yes.
He paid an extra $40 an hour. I had my white teacher, very wonderful lady, and she taught. She broadened my voice, like taught me how to make my voice an instrument.
Yes.
So my dad made sure, and my mom and my dad both paid highly for her to, teach me to be a vocalist.
Okay.
So it started at that age, and they nurtured my talent and encouraged it, and so that's how the music came.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a very cool question I usually like to ask about your first time in studio. Do you remember this?
My first time in studio,
Yes.
believe it or not, was in the UK.
Okay.
So
Canada,
after
UK,
Canada,
you're moving around.
oh my God. Okay, so high school in Canada. That's
Yes.
when I was doing the training. And then my dad said, you guys are going to Oxford. I've got you into Oxford Brookes for your university.
Okay.
So that's where I did my economics degree, my law degree, and my master's in international management. I know everybody thinks I should have followed that route, but anyway, here we are.
Okay.
So during that time,
Interesting, yeah.
during that time, and we entered the university so young. We were just like 14, turning 15. We were
Okay.
too young.
Okay.
So anyway, my dad made sure we did like extra classes in school and everything. So he said, Angela, do some, school music shows or do anything with music. So during my holidays, I'd either come to Uganda or like stay there. So one summer holiday, I met a gentleman who said he wanted to like nurture my talent because he'd been, hearing about me in Oxford, winning all these talent shows.
Okay.
He wanted to sign me. I was just like, yeah, you sign me. I said,
Okay.
Papa, I'm not coming to Uganda for the holiday. I'm going to be in the UK. I've got a manager who's going to try to sign me. Then he took me to the studio.
Okay.
To some studio in London. And it's funny, you've been to one studio, it's like you've been to them all.
Oh,
That's one thing I've noticed.
Yes.
And it was just an interesting, amazing feeling, getting on the mic and recording. That was my first time.
Do you remember
Actually,
that first
nobody's
song?
ever asked me that.
Do you remember that first song?
My first song in the studio. Oh my God. Now the first song, actually that time I didn't really sing. That's the funny. I think I did something of a demo.
Okay.
Which I don't really remember. But then actually that could have been the second, because the first was in Canada. When it was between me and a white girl. One of us was supposed to sing the main anthem for for the grade 12, the high school. We had a song that one of us was supposed to sing, so we're all told to go and record a song.
Okay.
So my teacher called Mark Shaw. He recorded a song for me called I don't remember the song, Jesus Christ, but it'll come to me.
Okay.
So anyway, it was between me and hers. Well, she won.
Yes.
And that was the first bitter pill I had to swallow. I was used to winning. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? But then the song, and now I'm left with a memory. Yeah, left with a memory.
Okay.
Because we're leaving high school and we're saying
Oh,
bye.
okay,
Yeah. So
yeah.
the song is called Left with a Memory.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the first time I ever actually recorded something on tape.
I'm so like shocked that you remember the lyrics, and that's really interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, so now you have tested a bit of the studio,
Yeah.
a bit of the fame. I mean,
Yeah.
we're winning all these talent shows. So how do you now balance? Because you've talked about your education, and
Yeah.
that's really big. How are you balancing school? Did you ever have that kind of feeling like you're torn between school and the music?
Wow. Amazing. Those questions.
And in that, I also want you to bring it to, I want to understand,
Yeah.
your dad being a very successful man,
Yeah.
and he's already supporting your music, and he's sending you to all these big schools. Was he still supportive of the music, or he's just supporting it because, it's like what makes you happy, and how was that?
My parents always just nurtured our talents.
Okay.
Like, they always believed if the kid loves something, nurture
Okay.
them. So I thank them so much for that. They were just always encouraging, very liberal.
Okay.
And then the first question you asked was, what was the first question you asked before that?
School. Are you torn between school
If
and
I was
the
torn
music?
between school and, oh my God, yes, I really was. Because it was all about, by the time I finished my master's in the UK, I had started, the dean of the university had referred me to the owner of a club called Punana's on Corn Market Street in Oxford. It's a very famous jazz place. Whoopi Goldberg used to go there, Val
Ooh.
Kilmer, all these stars. It was like an underground acid jazz place.
Okay.
So I started singing there as professionally. That's where I started, with a live band, and people would come to watch this girl from Uganda, So I started on a very high end.
Okay.
Then after that,
Amazing, yes.
that's when I met my husband, actually. He would come and watch me. African-American would come and watch me. So now he asked me on a date. We started dating for 6 months. He was my first boyfriend. Then we moved to Chicago. Now, when I moved to Chicago, it was now work. That was the time, for the first time, I put my degrees in play.
Okay.
So I posted, in the US, you post your CV on like monster.com or all these internet sites.
Yes.
And all these headhunters look for you like nothing.
Yes.
And I was just a hot cake, because people would be like, degree in economics,
Yes.
degree in law, masters, we gotta have her.
Yes.
So I always had options.
And what was the first job?
The first job was at Buca di Beppo as a restaurant manager.
Okay.
I was earning
As a
50K.
restaurant manager?
Yeah. I was
Straight
earning
out of
50K.
school, like,
Imagine.
What time was
And I was
this?
sitting-
This is...
oh my God. That was like the late 2000s,
Okay.
early 2000s.
Okay.
So that was my first job. So it was easy for me to get jobs.
Yes.
Like the second one, then I decided I didn't want that one. I went for another one of 80,000. That was now Isaac Hayes' Music Food Passion.
Okay.
The late Isaac Hayes, before he passed away.
Okay.
He hired me, him and his team hired me as the restaurant manager in Chicago.
Okay.
So that was 80. Then after that, I decided I want a better one. And I went for the one of 100.
Are you still
At the
thinking about
casino.
music at this time?
Exactly. So this is where the clash came in. Now it was all in the US. It was all about business.
Okay.
Music was. I left the music performing in Oxford. So that was the time I really had a clash. And then but at the time I was so focused on business and papers and making money. And that is the first time and the last time that I ever put my degrees in play.
Okay, that's
You know.
interesting.
So in the US, money making work is what took
Let me ask
took
you, this is a
over
very
me.
interesting question. What were you using your money for? I mean...
Yeah, I know. Everyone says. And there's a time my mom called and she was like, "How are you? You've got all these good jobs. You're in a casino now." Then my dad came and he bought me a condominium in the US, in Chicago. And then I bought the latest Lexus. You know what I'm saying? I had the best of
Were you
everything.
scaring the Americans? Weren't they like really kind of scared of you? Like...
Somehow, in my condominium, the ladies who lived next to me, they were like, "What do you do? You're just a baby, but what do you do? Are you sure you're not a prostitute?" I'm like, "Seriously?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, check my CV. They were shocked that a young girl could they were very intimidated. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But it's in the US where. Then my mom called. So that's the time when business won, using my education won, and I didn't want to do music. But she's the one who picked up, and she was like, "You have everything. You have your car. You have you're living the life.
Yes.
But you're not happy." And she was so right. I was so unhappy. I was so unhappy. And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Come to Uganda for just a 2-week holiday." I'm like, "Mama, I'm telling you, you've picked that I'm not happy." And I'm agreeing I'm not happy. I don't know why. You're now telling me to come to Uganda. You want, because I thought Uganda was what I left poverty, bichi. I thought I'm supposed to be in heaven.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to be in heaven, but I don't know why I'm unhappy.
Okay.
But she picked up on it, and I realized, America is so individualized.
Yes.
It's always work. I was working 18 to 20-hour days in the casino. Michael Jordan used to come through. They'd be like, "Angela, get your girls in order." So I had to make sure all my girls, the prettiest girls, were the ones taking care of him at the casino. All these high-end Mike Ditka, So it was such a demanding job. I was always working, and I was just, I think, very unhappy.
And you had posed your sort of like, I call it like
music.
fuel. It's like fuel to the soul. Yes.
And there's a time I used to even sit and be like in the casino. I'd be like, wow, I wish I could sing one day, but I hadn't seen it in the picture. I kind of felt like that was behind me, and I didn't know that was going to make me that much miserable.
Okay.
So that's the time I chose the books.
Okay.
So my mom
So
saved
now,
me.
how do you come back into the music?
And now my mom saved me when she was like, "Why don't you come to Uganda for just 2 weeks? Just come and greet people in Uganda. Just say hello." Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because we'd been there for too long.
Yes.
And you're going to forget people. So I came. And oh my God, I've never been happier in my life. I've never felt so happy in my life. The weather. First, let's start with the weather.
The weather, yeah.
Let's
Speak
start
about
with
the
that.
weather, yes.
The other side, it's just a hot mess. It's cold, always overdressed, covered. then the people, everybody's inviting, everybody's so loving, everybody's so happy.
Yeah.
There it's the opposite. Everybody's so busy, everybody's working, nobody has your time.
Yes.
People are busy dying in their apartments, and it's only the smell. You know, these are the realities abroad that a lot of people don't know. It's such an individualistic society, the Western world. Here it's all about being celebrated.
Yes.
Angela, you've just, like, I go to my brother's house. Angela is here. You know, it's they come to my house. Oh my God, would you guys arrived? You know, everywhere we're being celebrated. We go to our cousins, you go to people. And it was just amazing. I felt tolerated in the US. I felt celebrated in Uganda. And my parents are like, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to go back. They're like, you don't have to do music.
You made the decision not to go back.
Yeah. I was like, Papa, the way I'm seeing matters here, I'm happy here. So the 2-week holiday became a 3-month holiday, became a 5-month holiday. Till my passport wouldn't allow me to do a holiday, do any other extension, and I had to fly back to the US. I'd even come with an American friend of mine. So I had to go back, take her back, and then I started the process of coming back to Uganda. I just decided I'm happy here.
Okay.
And I remember when I went back just for 3 weeks now to start the process of selling the house, selling the condo. It was the worst 3 weeks of my life. I just entered the worst depression. I'm like, what am I doing in this country? I can't stand it here. You know what I'm saying? At home, the difference is like night and day. Yes, we are poorer in Uganda, but we are much happier.
Yeah.
So that's when I said, you know what? Let me go back to Uganda.
Okay, so the music. So when you come back, what was the first song that you did?
So the first song I did was, I worked with Isaac Rucci. And it was Standing in the Rain.
Okay.
It was about my relationship with my ex-husband that didn't work out. And then we did I Live For You, which became a huge hit. That was my first hit.
Yes.
And then Siche Taga with Bebe Cool. And those I did in between, going back and forth.
American.
Yeah, because I didn't just move at once. The whole process took a few years. So those are the few songs I did. And Siche Taga went...
I mean, that's kind of like brought you into the... How did you... Okay, now you can't compare because you aren't in the music industry there, but you observed it. I mean, the casino is a place where music is consumed.
Yeah.
So the difference, music there, okay, and what you're seeing now, and what's happening right now, what do you see is the difference? The
difference, like when I was working at Isaac Hayes.
Yes.
Because he's a musician, so they had music nights. We had Alicia Keys come through, R. Kelly come through, Donnell Jones, all these American artists. And I was the manager. Master P comes through.
Yeah.
So I used to watch. I was just watching, how Kelly Price, oh my God, with her voice. I would just watch how they command the crowd, how they don't do too much. You know what I'm saying? Here, it's overkill. You know what I'm saying, eh? Yes, I think they just do too much, you know. And I think there they appreciated vocals and they just appreciated music a bit more. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then abroad, the audience, if you're happy, if you're singing and they love it, they clap. People abroad show you appreciation. Here they just look. So you have artists who are forced to say, "Mu palida, mu wakam mukono, clap your hands." You know, you force the artist to start. You know, hello, how am I doing? You know. So I noticed that.
Yes, yeah.
And my dad was like, "Here, I'm Nange here. Those are Ugandans. They'll just keep quiet."
And your dad is still supportive,
Yeah, he did until 2017 when he passed.
Okay.
But he was always just amazing, extremely supportive.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about the impact of your dad on your life. You said you were like, how many girls?
One. Okay, I have an older one who I didn't grow up with. She's called Rosemary.
Yes.
And
so you would say that you were
boys.
the only girl?
Yeah, honestly, I grew up as the only girl.
Okay.
It's my dad, our relationship. He was my best friend. I remember even when he passed, my mom said, we're even feeling sorry for you. Imagine my mother and the brothers all got to be like, how is Angie going to react? Because we were too close. Him, my twin brother, and him and my dad were just extremely close. Like, I followed, I mimicked, whatever he did I was just his number one fan.
Okay.
You know, and he was so encouraging and so supportive, and so was my twin. So I have more of the male influence in my life than the female one. So that's why you find I'm very aggressive. I know business. You know, I can separate emotions and business.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I learned that while dealing with my dad and with the boys.
Okay. That's really interesting. Now, there's something about your music. Now, of course, you're actually a trained jazz. You'd say like, the lady
Yeah.
who trained you like jazz,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly, jazz.
And now you come to this side.
Chidanda.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay, so
I've suffered.
how do you?
That was the hardest transition. If you notice, it's just recently now that I'm allowed to start doing Luganda, and that's why I'm everywhere now in Uganda.
Okay.
But it was hard when you have those like professionals who you've learned from, and you look at the greats and the people I learned from are the Whitneys and the Tonys, Tony Braxton. Hey, you come to Uganda, it's just what is happening? You know what I'm saying? You know?
Did you ever meet Juliana?
Yeah, we met.
Okay.
We met a lot of the artists. Irene, she's such a wonderful lady. We met a lot of them, but musically, I just failed to. First of all, I can't even sing Luganda. I don't know the language.
Okay.
I don't know the language. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it was just the hardest. So all those years, the good thing, my parents were like, do music with charity and NGOs. So I focused a lot on like the Let's Go Green song for Yugulu, Molago Yafe.
Yes.
More on the charity-driven work with my music. I
Okay.
never really ventured into the commercial like how I have now.
Okay.
One, because I didn't really want to do the Luganda thing.
Okay.
I
When did you want to do it? Like,
just first of all, I didn't understand it. I didn't feel it.
There's a kid. I think maybe I'll introduce him one day. He showed me a version of Luganda writing, which I've not heard before. And he's called Kwenjesi. By the Kwenjesi, shout out. And I think you should meet him. He will give you that
Really?
perspective, because it's the same question I've always battled.
Yeah.
I'm from Western Uganda, Runyankore.
Wow.
I find it Runyankore so hard to even,
For me, it's
like
impossible.
fathom, like how do you sing? Like we go there, of course, we know the drums, we know the songs, the hymns, yeah. But when it comes to, let's say,
I thought
making
you were
it
Kenyan.
commercial-
I'm in shock.
Oh, I thought like Kenyan.
All along, I thought it was
But
Kenyan.
I'm an African citizen, so
Oh my
let-
God.
No,
Welcome.
but the whole perspective of like embracing our culture into,
Yeah.
let's say, the music, and I don't know
It's
how you
important.
have overcome it.
I have, trust me, kindly by force is how I've overcome it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to, but I just have to. And it's hard for me and my brothers because my dad brought us up in an English environment. From day one,
Yes.
he wanted us to be like, we had a Maasai gatekeeper, Kikuyu housemaid. Every nanny was another. Each nanny was maybe from Onyankole, Mugisu, Muganda. He's like, no, you're not going to confuse my kids. I only want English. We come to the Katatumba Academy, you're either expelled or suspended for speaking vernacular.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we are shipped off to Canada, then the UK, then the US. Really, where was I going to have
So would you
a
say you
chance
had
to learn?
like a culture shock coming back to Uganda?
For me, big time. So it took a while, and I didn't get it. I didn't feel it. I just didn't understand it. I'm like, guys, we want to be like the Whitneys. We want to be like Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
Let's do it like this.
Okay.
They're like, no, madam, here we do it like this. You know.
Yeah.
So that took a while. It took a really long time until recently when I'm like, okay, Kale, let's do
I
Luganda.
want to talk a bit about the music business.
Yeah.
The music business, because a lot of people don't know this, and I really hope this is the first time they really take it seriously. But you are extremely trained in international business and all these things. You have all this amazing education, and you are applying it to the music industry.
Yeah.
What are you seeing? Just give me an overview, business-wise,
Of
the music industry, Africa, Uganda. What are you seeing?
Wow. For the music industry, I'm impressed because it's growing, number
Okay.
one. That is I think that's even now why I'm like, okay. It's growing. People are beginning to understand music a bit better. That's what
Okay.
I see. You're getting I think that the Nigerians are kind of like waking Africa up. That's
Yes.
what I think. Especially Uganda. They are saying these guys are doing quality videos.
Yes.
They're understanding that you have to, like any business, you must invest.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But people don't want to invest. They want to just do a quick video there, half done. It's okay. It's just a video. It will play here on our local channels. Why are you thinking just for the local market? You know what I'm saying? That was the biggest problem before, and it still is to a certain point.
Okay.
But the Nigerians are waking everybody up. They're like, guys, if you want to do this, you're going to invest. And that's what what I've always believed in. And that's even why I'm doing very well now. Because if it's a video, I invest.
Okay.
Because I want it to play everywhere. I want Beyonce to be
Yes.
like, who is she? You know what I want to work with her.
Yes.
So that's the target. Just like any business, you're not going to say you're going to open a master studio and you just want your villagers only around the corner to come.
Yes.
You want Beyonce to be in Uganda. She's like, where do I go to record? And you're like, masters.
Yes.
You know, so that is what entailing business in music helps with.
Okay.
And I truly believe that Nigerians are the best example and the Ugandans are beginning to follow.
Okay.
So I'm happy about that.
I've been watching closely, and I don't know what's your relationship with Black Market Records.
Yeah.
But I think the innovation which Black Market Records has brought into, I would say, Africa, because I've been watching Cedric closely. He's a big mover. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And how is it with Black Market? Can you talk about?
Yeah.
Yes.
2019, where the biggest change for me musically, where I now moved to commercial.
Yes.
To like focus commercially now, not these things of dropping a song and you go back into business for 2 or 3 years and you drop another song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I met a manager called Ocean.
Okay.
He became my manager and he's like, I want us to focus on music, Angie.
Okay.
So that's when he introduced me to Andre and we did Tony Labida. And then he introduced me to Cedric of Black Market Records.
Yes. It's a short time, you know. It's like it's a short time, but it feels like you've done so much work. Like I feel like it's years of work.
I'm telling you. So Cedric, Black Market, we started work. We partnered together, and they are just Ocean and Black Market are the best thing that have happened to me.
Okay.
Because Cedric is like, you know, a lot of people think they know the music business, but a lot of people don't. You have a lot of artists in Uganda who, yes, they are known. Their songs are hits.
They're big.
They are the biggest. They are too big, but they're not making money. And they're not making money. Maybe they are making money according to them. Because, you know, making money, it depends on the levels. You may find for them they are making money. You know what I'm saying? But making money.
Making money?
Yeah.
We're making money.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like now you're talking about the Cedric Singletons who've made millions of dollars. Who've worked with Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? These are guys who know how the music industry works. They know how to make money from YouTube. Right now, everybody's doing songs on YouTube. A lot of artists are clueless. Their songs are there, but they are hits, but they're everywhere. Songs have to generate income. So he knows all that. You know what I'm saying? And you see the money coming in, and it's a whole different ball game, and it's exciting. And he understands investing. So working with him has just been a dream. It's given me life, because as a businesswoman, you don't want to keep investing in something that doesn't prove fruitful.
That's true.
And that's what music has been to me for the last few years. That's why I never focused on it. Like, for what? The music, the money, okay, but money according to. You know what I'm saying? Yes, there is money, but I'm used to money. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then you're telling me to, and I'm investing real money here.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing peanuts. So I'm like, what is happening? You know, but now I'm like, yes, I can see my investment and I can see them going somewhere because of Black Market.
Yes.
They know how to package it and they know how to give me a profit. And that profit now goes back into music. And that's what I always wanted.
Amazing.
For music to pay for music.
Yes.
And finally, that's what's happening.
Okay. Now you're back into, I would say, you're feeling happy.
Yeah.
You're feeling great.
Yeah.
What are the, I would say, like, future plans? What are you seeing now? Which direction do you want to take?
With music?
Music, maybe, can you just share with us some of the businesses you do?
When I came back from the US, my dad was like, run Hotel Diplomat.
Okay.
Be the MD. Just run it. Take it. You know, just make it better. So there's Hotel Diplomat. There is, we have an island, 200-acre island. On Banda, and we're looking for investors, looking for investors.
Okay.
That's why I keep talking about it. They're like, okay, well, you keep talking about the island here because I'm doing business. Even as I'm interviewing, I'm on business.
Yes.
Investors, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then there is
what do you want to put on the island? What's your dream for the island?
Well, my dad's dream was to get like an international company, like maybe this Hilton or something, to make it a
Marriott
resort,
hotels,
or Marriott Hotel, make it a resort. So we've got a few people here and there offering, but We're still in talks. So now we're also, because it's 200 acres.
Yes.
The resort can take maybe a few acres, but the rest we are looking to lease and rent some plots to, to people.
Yes.
So that's that, and then also also in Mbarara, there's a guest house we are building there, and then my brother has come up with Katatumba village, and then there's the court cases. Oh my God, there's the court cases. My dad was in court with a gentleman called Shumuk, an Indian.
Yes.
He beat him. He won, and Shumuk was ordered to put back the titles of Katatumba's properties back into Katatumba's names, and to pay him $2 million of the balance of Katatumba suites in town, which now has accrued to $13 million. So he's there. Yeah, he's there on condition he pays us the $13 million, which keeps accruing on 24% every year. But he hasn't, so he appealed. So we're now following up all that in court. So that the next is to get him out of that's prime property. Right in the center of town, plot 2 Colville Street, opposite UCB, Uganda Commercial Bank.
Okay.
You remember that? I think now it's called
Zebra something?
Crane, something Towers. Crested
Towers, okay.
Crested Towers. Is it Crested Towers? The one for... Anyway, yeah. So... it's a lot, especially the court cases. And court cases, you're fighting $1 million court cases. You're not just fighting court cases. So my dad left me in charge of the court cases. I'm the deputy heir with the powers of attorney. So it is a lot. And that's where the money is. The business is where the money is. You always focus where the money is, because it's the same money that's going to help my music.
Yes.
But that's what I need to push my music. So that is where I've been focused on, especially the court cases for the last few years. So now bringing music onto that is quite a huge burden on me. But I just have to be organized and balanced.
Yes.
Yeah, my parents told me that if you're organized, everything is doable. Just be organized. If you're dealing with the hotel, deal with the hotel, bring profits. If you're dealing with the properties, make sure you bring profits. You're dealing with music, focus on also being profits. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I think I'm really inspired by you, because, I also really like the whole marrying business with passion, keeping it together. Because what a lot of people don't understand, especially who are not creatives, is that this music thing, it is more than just the music to the creatives.
Yeah.
It is when you're maybe in that booth, or maybe when you're singing, it gives you... Do you ever sing in the car?
Always, in the shower, everywhere.
What do you do with the driver now?
The poor guy just understands.
Yeah.
He just has to understand. He says, okay, now sing this one next as he's driving.
Oh, that's interesting. So I really would, maybe, this maybe to my parents. But the whole point is, you can't just take it out anymore. Like the music, you can't just stop it anymore. And now it's part of...
That's my number one love. For your information, music is what I was born to do. To sing without a doubt is what I was born to do. The business comes after. But I need the business for the music. So there's where they must go together.
I think a lot of creatives, we don't have that. We lose the business side of things. And
a lot of... Actually, I've seen a lot of artists, a lot of people try to separate the two.
Okay.
And that's where mistakes happen. Because you have to understand and approach. And a lot of them, that's why you don't see me running. Music is not a sprint race.
That's true.
Like any business. You're not opening masters so that in 6 months you get your money and you're out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're opening masters to be here for 50, 80, 100 years. At least I hope that's the plan for any business, So just like music. So it takes time. It's a marathon race, But a lot of artists, that's why not just in Uganda, abroad, they end up on drugs, they end up frustrated, they end up... It gets a lot to them because they don't know how to approach it. They don't know how to take time. It's okay to get out of the industry for a little while, and it's okay to come back in with a strategy and a plan. Just like you're running a proper marathon race. You don't start, these Ethiopians and Kenyans, they don't start sprinting, It's the ones that start sprinting. They're the ones that leave there lying on the road. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they calculate it. They take their time. That's how I approach music.
Angela, there's a lot we need to talk about. But I don't know how much time we have left. But any final, maybe, any words you want to give to, let's say, and I really want to phrase this to... we have a problem in this industry. Have you ever met a female music producer in Uganda?
No, I've not yet. I would love to meet one.
This is really interesting, right? Because I feel like this industry is a bit imbalanced, and I don't know how is. I mean, your experience is a bit different, but
yeah. But I think any industry, even business, it's a few. You'll mainly meet male businessmen. If you
Okay.
if I'm in boardrooms, every time my dad would take me to all his boardrooms, I'm the only one there. You know what I'm saying? Even in business, you have very few women. Even in the music, let me tell you one thing. I truly believe, and I always blame society, and I always blame the traditions of maybe the Africans. I think we are a bit too behind. You groom not all parents, but the majority groom the women to be a wife. You're groomed
yes.
to go and be his wife. Very few of us are groomed to be lions, as in sit on the table, be here. You know what I'm saying? Make money.
Yes.
The money, then you'll hire maids and everything. But here, girls, the majority are groomed to go and cook, go and do what, go and clean. That's your life. You know what I'm saying? And I think that is so wrong on so many levels. So I wish that a lot of more women come out. That's when you'll start seeing them, because there's more women in the world.
That's shocking.
There's more women in the world. But the majority are being focused the other side to please men.
Okay.
But if you can, I believe that if you can have a lot of more independent women, that's when you'll find the DJs, you'll find more producers, you'll find women making money as well.
You know what's really also, to add to that, it's so strange that even in that whole setup where the woman is sort of supposed to serve the man is still unhappy. So there's a problem. There's clearly what?
A real problem.
Yes.
Why do you think I'm here very single? I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not easy to find a man who just understand and support and be like, you know what, let's both be lions. Let's go for this. Let's go for it together. Let's encourage each other. But you find a lot of times, like my husband, the ex, I was like I was the breadwinner. And in the beginning, he was like, oh my God, I love it. But when I started like now making real moves of, these huge jobs in Chicago, he was like, what? How? Wow. You as who? And I'm like...
So he wasn't like inspired by that?
No, in the beginning, he loved it. Oh my God, you're doing a master's. Oh my God, you sing so well. Oh my God, you're going to take over. He was so encouraging. But on ground, he became so negative, and he just hated the fact that I was the breadwinner. And I loved it. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care taking care of you as long as we're both happy. So it's going to take a while for the men also to understand that women are better off with you, and you'll enjoy them when a woman can help you out. If you come home and you're stressed and you need 20 million, your woman is like, honey, I got you. Here's your 20. Next time, please, I also need 60.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of relationship is the more beautiful relationship than a dependent one. You know?
I would say, and I'm glad you've talked about this, I would say I'm sort of like battling this thing at the moment in a personal relationship. And I don't know. I honestly don't. I feel like it goes back to the grooming. As a guy, you're groomed to be the sort of like breadwinner.
Of course.
Any disadvantage you have is like a threat to your existence.
You see, this is a problem.
And trying to sort of like decode that.
I know.
Personally, it's taking me like really hard to be like, you know what? Accept
and enjoy it. You know? So my parents luckily brought my brothers up to be the way I am. Just get women who are hardworking and encourage them. So you have the women hustling together, like my twin brother, his fiance Sheena. They hustle together. They are in it together because we were brought up to just encourage and hustle each other. I mean, we're all, and they're the happiest. Instead of you thinking, oh my God, my ego, my wife, she's going to be, other men are going to look at her, bichi. Men, vanage men, otutomeza big time. You know what I'm saying? But if you just understand that you'll be happier when you have an independent woman by your side, that is the best thing that can happen to you. She's articulate. In case you're going to prison, she can come and talk very well on TV. That's the kind of lioness he wants. That's what he wants. But he's struggling with he wants her in the room. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, honestly,
in the kitchen.
It's a struggle. I can't lie to you. It's a struggle.
It is a struggle, but you just have to decide and say, you know what? I want to be happy. And I think that men are the ones who end up making women so unhappy because you love her, you want to keep her for yourself. You tell her, don't work, don't do anything, I got you. You make her dependent. Now the poor lady is now dependent. Every day you come home, she's like, bring more milk tomorrow, bring this. And you're like, ugh. every day, milk, then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
made her dependent. Now she's dependent. Now you hate the fact that she's so dependent. You'd rather look for now the Angelas who are independent. Then you get Angela, you want to make her dependent. You see, so you guys are like all over the place. So that's why I always urge women to like not follow just men, be greater women so you can be better women to your men. You know what I'm saying? And you'll have the best relationships, I believe.
Angela, let us wind this up. Let us wind this up with words of wisdom.
Yeah.
For the young girls starting out in the industry, because it's a music industry podcast, but if you're watching and you're not in the music industry, all the people who look up to you,
Yeah.
who have been inspired by you, words of advice, and
My words of advice, first of all, it's always an honor to know that people are looking up to me. Because with my brothers would be like, you're looking up to Angie. So it's always an honor. But to them, I would always say what I was taught. To be independent, to be hardworking. Don't wait for a man to do everything for you. You do things for yourself. In the music industry, you have a lot of people that want to, get rich quick, and they want to make it to the top very quickly, as soon as possible. They want to be famous the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you rush, you crash.
That's true.
Just take it easy, be prayerful, be patient. But most importantly, just make the right moves at the right time, and always make sure you are actually talented. You know what I'm saying? And then make sure it's your passion. It's something that, oh my God, when you're eating, you're thinking about it. When you're dreaming, you're thinking about it. That means you're more inclined to work much, much harder towards that. So to the girls, just keep decent, keep it classy, and just enjoy music as a marathon. So that's the best advice I can give to the ladies. And thank you for loving me.
Okay, thank you so much, Angela, for first of all making time, because I understand that you're very busy with this promotion, and I'm really like, as a music business kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm really inspired by the type of promotion you're doing,
Thank
and
you.
I'm trying to like study it. I don't know if you have a system. I don't know if you have a system behind it. I'm trying to study and be like, okay, how can we build a system that any artist should be able to do this?
Yeah.
I think it would be really interesting.
Oh,
So thank you for that.
you.
Thank you so much. And for everyone who's watching, thank you. She doesn't need to shout out our social medias. Come on, all of you know. Just search the name and go follow her. Go the new music that is coming out. Any new projects that you're planning for the new year? Can you give us?
Oh my God, it's a lot. I have an EP that I'm going to be releasing
Okay.
next year, beginning of the year,
Mm.
and some more music. Right now I'm on Biru Mabayai that I'm pushing, emotional.
Okay.
This boy, the video is coming out. It's a lot. It's
Okay.
a lot. But I'm definitely going to pray to God that 2021 is going to be a whole
Have you seen this
skyrocket.
meme? Have you seen this meme of like a punched up guy, and it's like, oh, our boy from 2021 is back. I really hope next year
I
is
rebuke
kind.
that in Jesus' name.
Hey, okay.
It's going to be excellent for us.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching, for subscribing. Make sure that you comment and let us know whom should we host next. And we look forward to having you again, Angela.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a nice one, everyone.